Good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
I will share the screen. Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Today we will start the third chapter, that is called probability. Okay. In our syllabus, we are having conditional probability. We don't have probability. Okay, conditional probability. Already you discussed what is probability in BRM. Okay. What is probability? I told. A numerical study between certainty and uncertainty is called as probability. Okay. For certainty, we will represent it as 1. For uncertainty, we will represent it as 0. Okay. Before solving conditional probability, I want to take a review about the probability. If you observe the syllabus, we are having conditional probability based on decision making. There were 2 theorems based on conditional probability. One is conditional probability. Conditional probability is also known as a multiplication law. The other one is inverse of conditional probability is called Bayes theorem. Those 2 things were there in the syllabus. Okay. Introduction. Just to go through the sentences, then I will explain what is this. Just this is fundamentals for conditional probability. Already you studied probability. Go through that. Go through that. I will give 1 minute time. Okay, here probability, introduction to probability. Okay, if an experiment is performed repeatedly under similar conditions, that means, for example, you can take tossing of a coin, throwing of a die, playing of cards, all these comes under experiments. Random experiment, it is called as random experiment, correct now? Any idea about probability little bit, because you have studied probability sampling in BRM 4th chapter. Okay, even though if you are unable to remember, just a discussion. If an experiment is performed, okay, repeatedly under similar conditions, then we will get an outcome. For example, tossing of a coin, either head or tail will come, but simultaneously both will not come. Then there are 2 types of outcomes. One is it is unique or certain. The other one is it is not definite. Okay, what is the difference between unique or certain? The second point is it is not definite. Okay, if it is unique, the outcome is unique. The example is volume is indirectly proportional to the pressure. Volume is indirectly proportional to the pressure. Okay, then if you do vice versa, See your already in 11th standard of physics we studied all these things, okay, laws and all, okay. Then what we are saying here, volume is indirectly proportional to the pressure. That means volume into pressure is equal to constant. In physics we studied this. The outcome is unique. The outcome is unique. Volume is indirectly proportional to pressure. 1/P. These are the basics. No need to remember. Just to do conditional probability, we need a little bit of knowledge about probability. Okay, volume is indirectly proportional to the pressure. When you do cross multiplication, volume into pressure is equal to constant. That means the outcome is definite. The outcome is definite. Here we studied, this is Bayes' law, if you remember. Then this is called as deterministic phenomena. There are two types of probabilities here. Listen. Okay, two types. One is, there are two models to find out probability. One is deterministic, the other one is probabilistic. The difference between deterministic and probabilistic is only one thing. Here the outcome is unique, then it is called as deterministic. If the outcome is not unique, okay, that means maybe certainty or uncertainty, then it is called as probabilistic approach. Already I have given this. Later you can go through. Okay? Then deterministic approach and probabilistic approach. What is the difference between deterministic and probabilistic? Deterministic approach is the outcome, whatever the outcome is unique or certain. If it is probabilistic, that means it is not definite. For example, tossing of a coin. You don't know what will be the outcome. Then these definitions we have to cover, definitions of various terms. Just to go through the definitions once. Everybody knows what is trial and event. Before going to trial and event, what is random experiment? What is the random experiment? Any idea? Tossing of a coin. Yes. Is it an experiment? Yes. Throwing of a die. Experiment. This is called random experiment. If it is conducted repeatedly under similar conditions, the result is not unique. If the result is not unique, then that is called as probabilistic phenomena. Okay, under probabilistic phenomena, we are having so many definitions. First one is trial and event. What is trial? What is trial? Performing a random experiment. I wrote here. Okay, performing a random experiment is known as trial. Whatever the outcome you will get, that is event. Probability of occurrence of an event we used to call. Okay, for example, throwing of a die, probability of getting the outcome 6. Sample space is 6, throwing of die, sample space, the totality of all possible outcomes. Correct na? Sample space, 10th standard, you studied probability. What is sample space? The totality of all possible outcomes. Throwing of a die, what are the possible outcomes? 1 to 6. Tossing of a coin, what are the possible outcomes? Head and tail, 2 outcomes. If it is of throwing of a die, how many outcomes? 6 outcomes. Okay. Just today I will briefly cover the definitions. Just to go through, I will share this with the mail. Okay. Trial and event, right now understood. Experiment is nothing but trial. Getting outcome is nothing but event. Okay. Here I have given examples. Throwing of a die is a trial and getting 1 to 6 is an outcome. For example, another example I have given, tossing of a coin is a trial and getting head or tail is an event. Then these definitions are important. Why we are studying these definitions? To define conditional probability and Bayes theorem. Conditional probability and Bayes theorem. We are having so many definitions in probability. We have to go through. Okay, exhaustive events is nothing but sample space. Okay. The totality of all possible outcomes in any trail is known as exhaustive events. Here, tossing of a coin. There are 2 exhaustive cases. Event is also known as case. Event is also known as case. Just to go through the examples. Then this is important. The other one is mutually exclusive events. What is mutually exclusive events? That cannot happen same time. Okay, tossing of a coin, we will get either a head or a tail, but head and tail don't occur simultaneously. That is called as mutually exclusive. That case, head and tail. Head is having the probability of half, tail is also having the probability of half. Then this is called mutually exclusive. Then favorable events. Just to go through the definition. Favorable events. The number of cases favorable. Okay, the other way also we can define favorable cases. Here I have given one definition. Okay, the other definition also I can give by taking the example. Okay, tossing of two coins. The number of cases favorable to the event here, for example, tossing of two coins. I have tossed two coins. What are the possible outcomes? We will get 4. Correct? No? Head head, head tail, tail head, tail tail. Correct? Totality of all possible outcomes. If I tossed simultaneously two coins, I have tossed, then what are the possible outcomes? The possible outcomes are 4. If I am asking exactly one head, okay, favorable to exactly one head, what are the possible options we are having? If I am having exactly one head, what are the possible favorable cases? Favorable cases, sample space is 4, here favorable cases, exactly I am asking about one head. Head tail or tail head. What are the favorable number of cases? 2 upon 4. Again I am repeating favorable cases. Example, tossing of two coins simultaneously. The possible outcomes are HH, head head, HT, head tail, TH, tail head. The other one is tail tail. Here I am asking the condition, what is the favorability of exactly one head? Okay, the sample space is 4. Okay, favorable case only these two, head tail, tail head. That's why 2 upon 4. That is called favorable event. Then independent events. Once in the year 2013, I was the moderator. I asked this question. Define the following terms with illustration. Define the following terms with illustration. The first definition, 5 marks definitions we asked. Each consists of 2.5 marks, 2.5 marks. The first definition I asked is independent events. Independent events. One fellow has written, Ram and Shyam are friends. This is the example, okay? The student wrote, Ram and Shyam are friends. Same wordings. Ram and Shyam are friends. Ram is not dependent on Shyam and Shyam is not dependent on Ram. That's why these are called as independent events. Okay. The exact definition, what should he or she write? Okay. The happening of an event does not depend on the happening of the other event is called independent event. For example, we can take one example, tossing of a die or throwing of a die. For example, first outcome I got 6. When I thrown a die, first time I got the outcome as 6. Second time also I thrown a die under similar conditions, I got the outcome as 6. Okay, first occurrence of an event is not dependent on the occurrence of the second event. That is called independent event. This is important in the final examination purpose. Independent and mutually exclusive events are important for final examination purpose. Getting students समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, ma'am.
Just go through the lines. Then another definition we are having is equally likely. Equally likely, what does it mean? If I am tossing a coin, okay, we will get either head or tail. Both are having equal chances. That's why total probability is always equal to 1. Is always equal to 1. These are the definitions you have to study for final examination purpose. Because same definitions we will apply in conditional probability as well as Bayes theorem. Then, okay, according to you, how many types of probability? I told 2 types of models in probability. First one is deterministic model, second one is probabilistic model. Deterministic model and probabilistic model. What is deterministic model? The outcome is unique or certain, then that is deterministic model. If the outcome is not unique, then it is called as probabilistic model. Probabilistic model. Then According to you, how many types of probability? How many types of probability? आप लोगों के हिसाब से कितना टाइप्स रह सकता है probability? Any guess? There are three approaches to define probability. There are three approaches to define probability. First one is classical approach. Second one is empirical approach. Third one is axiomatic approach. But this is popular. The third one, axiomatic approach, is popular. Why it is popular? Why not the other definitions? Right now, understood what is trail and event? Later I will share this Word document through email. Okay, you should learn trail and event, then mutually exclusive, mutually exhaustive, favorable cases, independent events. Then classical, how many types of probabilities? There are three approaches. First one is classical probability. Second one is empirical probability. It is also known as statistical probability. The third one is axiomatic probability. Why we are doing axiomatic probability? Why not the other two probabilities? That is classical or empirical. Okay. Those probabilities is having their own demerits, disadvantages. That's why axiomatic probability is based on set theory. Set theory was discovered by Kolmogorov. Correct na? 10th standard. Event we used to represent A, B. Addition theorem for 10 marks or 5 marks we used to get in the 10th standard. Probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Where A and B, the events A intersection B, where the events A and B are mutually disjoint. You used to write. याद आ रहा है क्या कुछ?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why this is famous compared to other two probabilities? Okay. The other two probabilities are not famous because, okay, classical probability is nothing but mathematical probability. It is based on favorable number of cases as well as exhaustive number of cases. In axiomatic approach, we are having three axioms. First, I will discuss classical approach and empirical approach. These are not important for examination purpose, but what is axiomatic probability? Why we are going for axiomatic probability compared to other two probabilities? First definition is mathematical probability. Here, the formula to present mathematical probability is probability of an occurrence of an event. We used to represent as event. You can represent it as any capital letter. Event we used to represent E. In 10th standard, we used to represent the alphabets A, B, C, D, whatever it is. Here, probability of the occurrence of the event A is favorable number of cases upon exhaustive number of cases. Favorable number of cases upon exhaustive number of cases. This is called classical probability or mathematical probability or priori probability. One and the same. Okay. Here the main problem is exhaustive number of cases are finite, then only we can perform this formula. Again, I am repeating, listen students carefully. There were three approaches to do probability, but famous one is axiomatic probability. First one is classical probability. Classical probability is also known as, am I going fast? Am I going fast? Am I going fast?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Again, there were three approaches to do probability. First one is classical probability. Classical probability is also known as mathematical probability or priori probability. Again, classical probability is also known as mathematical probability or priori probability. P-R-I-O-R-I, priori probability. Okay. Everywhere we will define the same. Probability of the event is always denoted by probability of A or probability of E. Any alphabet is valid. The formula for classical probability is exhaustive number of cases upon favorable number of cases upon exhaustive number of cases. The formula for classical probability is probability of the event E or A, whatever it is, favorable number of cases upon exhaustive number of cases. This is applicable only when the number of trials, that is random experiments, is finite. finite. That means a discrete case. Next, the demerit is that we will apply this formula only the number of cases are finite. For that purpose, they have introduced another probability called as statistical probability or empirical probability. Another probability they have introduced is statistical probability or empirical probability. The definition remains the same here also. Probability of the event is always denoted by the letter probability of E or A. The definition remains the same, the formula also remains the same, but here we will write probability of A is equal to limit n tends to infinity. If it is sample size, it represents with small n. If it is population size, it represents capital N. Already you studied this in sampling theory. Small n represents the sample size, capital N represents population. Correct na? In your lecture, 40 students are available. Okay, 40 students were there, not available. Among those 40, Lakshmi ma'am wants to choose only 20 students. Then capital N will become 40, small n will become 20. In your lecture, means whatever it is. Total number of students in your class is 40. Lakshmi ma'am wants to choose 20 students, that is your sample size. Here, again coming back to statistical or empirical probability, the definition remains the same. What is the definition? Probability of the event is represented by P of E or P of A, that is equal to favorable number of cases upon exhaustive number of cases. But here, if you consider population size, then it is capital N tends to infinity. If you want to choose sample size tends to infinity. That means the sample size is indefinitely large. This case, we are taking the limits. Then the other probability, third one, what is this? That is axiomatic probability. It is very easy. Okay, it is not time consuming. It is based on set theory. That's why for everybody, this definition, everybody likes this definition because it is based on simple set theory. Okay, set theory is also known as a relational database. RDBMS exists. RDBMS, have you heard the database name RDBMS? Database Management System, DBMS, RDBMS, Relational Database Management System by Korth. नहीं सुना क्या?
No, ma'am.
सुना है मैम.
Oracle or Oracle, whatever it is. No, nobody.
Oracle, yes ma'am.
Okay. Here, it is based on axioms. It is based on axioms. Here, see here, I wrote frequentist probability. That means that is mathematical probability. The other one is classical probability. The other one is empirical probability. That is statistical probability. But most of the students opt axiomatic probability. This also definition may come in the final exam. Okay, what is axiomatic probability? Okay, what is axiomatic probability? Here, whatever the definition I have given, please go through it. The other definition I will teach here. Okay, sample space or exhaustive cases is one and the same. The totality of all possible outcomes is nothing but sample space. Given a sample space of random experiment, then the probability of occurrence of an event, A or E, your wish. Occurrence of an event E is defined as a set function, set theory, set function. We used to write, how we used to write set theory? In 10th standard, we used to solve by using Venn diagrams because John Venn has discovered that Venn diagrams, that's why we used to write Venn diagrams. Here, for example, probability of the event A. The happening of an event A, then we will use to write probability of A. Then probability of happening of an event B, then we use to represent this. Correct? Then whatever the event it is existed, whatever the event it is existed, then it should satisfy some properties. It should satisfy some properties. That is first axiom, probability of A. Go through the first axiom there. Probability of A, because if you are representing the event as A, it should be strictly greater than or equal to 0. Strictly greater than or equal to 0. This is called non-negativity restriction, where we have studied non-negative restriction in linear programming problem formulation as well as graphical method. Correct, na? What is
Yes,
non-negativity
ma'am.
definition in LPP? What is the definition non-negativity restriction in linear programming problem? Anybody, please? What is non-negativity restriction?
Comma y is greater than or equals to 0.
Very good. The decision variables must be either 0 or positive. Don't tell 1, okay? The decision variables must be either 0 or positive. Here also, greater than or equal to 0. That's why this axiom is called as non-negativity restriction. Non-negativity. Okay. The second axiom, here if you observe, here where S is the sample space, probability of the sample space is equal to 1. Probability S, in some textbooks it is given as omega or this way. These three symbols are okay. Probability of the sample space or omega or this also omega, different types of symbols. Okay, this is equal to 1. This is called as axiom of certainty. This is called axiom of certainty. The third one, if you read that, I am giving symbolic notation. The third one here, exclusive outcomes. Here they talked about. Here, I am taking n events, A1, A2, and so on. If I, for example, there I have mentioned only 2 events. I have mentioned 2 events. Okay. If I take n events, for example, A1, okay, A2, and so on, n, An, that is n events. Whether if I represent n is finitely countable, then it is finite sequence. If I represent n is infinitely countable, then it represents with infinity. Okay, whether it is finite or infinite sequence of disjoint sets of the sample space, then how we will write that? Probability of union I running from 1 to n, ai. If you are taking outside union, if you are taking outside the bracket, then it will become summation, correct? This is equal to summation I running from 1 to n, probability of ai, probability of a. This is called as axiom of additivity. Same, in 10th standard you learned addition theorem. What you learned in 10th standard, probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B.
Intersection B.
A intersection B is a null set. That means the events A and B are mutually disjoint events. Okay, then this is called as axiom of additivity. Here we applied only for 2 events. In MBA we apply for n events. Axiom of additivity. Based on this, we will solve problems. Then, okay, I don't know how many students remember the terminology. Okay, better to make a note. Better to make a note. Who knows, no need to write. Who doesn't know, make a note. If A and B are 2 events, if A and B are 2 events, A union B. A union B. What is the meaning of A union B? Write down. Write down A union B, the symbol A union B. An event which represents the happening of at least one, the happening of, underline at least one, the happening of at least one of the events A and B, of the events A and B. What is at least one? Within bracket write down at least one of the events A and B. Within brackets write down either A occurs, either A, capital A, either A occurs or B occurs, or B occurs, or both A and B occur. Both A and B. Next. In general, in 10th standard, sir or ma'am used to say union means addition consider karo. Intersection means common points like consider karo. Till 10th standard we studied that only. Correct, students? But here, the other way we will study. A intersection B. Then write down next one. A intersection B. This is very important. A intersection B. An event which represents the simultaneous happening, underline simultaneous happening, simultaneous, underline simultaneous happening, underline simultaneous happening of both the events, simultaneous happening of both the events A and B. A and B. Next. Next one. We studied this as A complement, correct? A bar or A complement. This one and the same. A bar or A complement. A dash, A complement, whatever it is. What does it mean? A does not happen. A does not happen. Then the other one, the other notation. A bar intersection B bar. A bar intersection B bar. Here what does it mean? Neither A nor B. Neither A nor B happens. Neither A nor B happens. Or none of the events happen. None of the events. None of the events happen. Then A bar intersection B. A bar intersection B. That means A does not happen. A does not happen, but B happens. A does not happen, but B happens. But B happens. Then last one, last notation. सब याद है क्या? Remember everything, everybody? A intersection B bar union A bar intersection B. A intersection B bar union A bar intersection B. That means exactly one of the two events, exactly one of the two events A and B happens. Exactly one of the two events A and B happens. A and B happens. Everybody please go through the definitions, okay? Later I will send the mail after completion of lectures. I will send the mail today. Go through the definitions. Here I will try to teach this conditional probability. Listen carefully. It is based on assumptions. Conditional probability is based on assumptions. Here A intersection B, that means simultaneous happening of both the events. Here probability of A intersection B. Till the time go through what definition I wrote, conditional probability. For two events A and B, simultaneously you have tossed a coin, correct? No? Two coins you have tossed like that. For example, the assumption here, the event A has happened. This is very important, students, because this time they have introduced, that means there is a purpose. Okay, they will give this question every time. Earlier, they have this in statistical quantitative methods, SQM syllabus. But in last year, your seniors and your super seniors don't have this. But they have introduced intentionally because it is useful in so many industries. Okay, you can predict like regression. Regression, remember regression coefficient? Students, correlation and regression means remembered. Correlation coefficient is used whether to find out whether there is any association between variables. The variables should be strictly nominal and ordinal. Then regression, the linear relationship between two quantitative variables, nominal and ordinal variables, are called as categorical variables. Interval and ratio, level of measurement. Third chapter in BRM, you have studied levels of measurement. Okay? There are two types of variables. One is discrete, another one is continuous. Whenever you are talking about random variables, in business research methods, variables is bifurcated into two types, categorical variable and quantitative variable. Categorical variable is bifurcated into two types, that is nominal and ordinal. Quantitative variables are bifurcated into two types, that is interval and ratio. Correct, na? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Probability of A intersection B, that means the meaning already I told, simultaneous happening of both the events. If the event, listen carefully, how to write the formula. Most of the students gets confused while writing the formula. Okay, simultaneous happening. The assumption is simultaneous happening of both the events. But the assumption, what I am saying, the assumption, initially the event A has happened. Which event has happened? Initially the event A has happened. Then here the condition is first the event A has happened, later B. That's why whatever the event happened, it comes in denominator. The remaining event will comes in the numerator. Provided which event happened initially? A. Probability of A is should be strictly greater than 0. That means real. The other case here, which event happened earlier? The event A. Right now, the other assumption is the event B has happened earlier. Probability of B. Which event happened earlier? B. Later, A. Provided probability of B is greater than 0. See, for two events, go through the sentence. Probability of B given A represents the conditional probability of occurrence of B when the event A has already happened. Similarly, A given B is the conditional probability of happening the event B has already happened. Then vice versa also we will write this formula. How to write this formula? Listen carefully. Probability of A given B. Probability of A given B. In this, which event happened earlier? B. Which event happened earlier? B. Then the remaining is simultaneous happening in the numerator. If you do cross multiplication, are you getting same formula? Anyway, they will ask in the final examination. The vice versa. Probability of B given A. Which event happened earlier? A has happened earlier, then simultaneous happening of both the events. If you do cross multiplication, you will get this. Any one of the formula will come in the final examination. Depending on the situation, you have to manipulate. Clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, they may ask this way, this way, this way. Anyway, they may ask in the final examination. But you have to identify properly in the final